Hey everyone, this is Mind Body Connection with a book summary of an incredible book called Brain Over Binge by Kathryn Hansen. This is a great book for anyone who struggles with eating disorders, but it's also a great book for anyone who struggles with changing bad habits or for anyone who's having difficulty making lasting change in any area of their life. Kathryn, the author of the book, she grew up in a great home, she excelled at sports and academically, but through dieting for competitive sports, she developed this eating disorder where she would consume thousands and thousands of calories in one sitting. Then she would feel guilty about those calories and she would exercise for 5 to 7 hours straight to burn them all off. This went on for years and she wasn't able to break the cycle. Naturally, when her parents found out about this, they were very concerned and they took her to therapist after therapist who told her many different things, such as, your binge eating is caused because of your crappy childhood, or your binge eating is caused because you have low self-esteem. And finally, your binge eating is caused because you don't love yourself enough. They told her she couldn't cure her binge eating until she cured these other issues. For Kathryn, the problem was she didn't have a crappy childhood, and she didn't have low self-esteem, and she grew up in a loving family, and she did love herself. Kathryn knew that there had to be a better way out there somewhere. Then one day, after a night of binge eating, she stepped into a bookstore to find some answers, and she stumbled across a book called Rational Recovery by Jack Trimpey. This book changed Kathryn's life because it taught her how her brain worked. It taught her that her brain was designed to keep her safe. It was not designed to keep her happy. Basically, your brain has two systems. One is known as the limbic system, or animal brain, and the other is known as the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is what separates us from the animals. It's the logic and reasoning side of the brain. What Kathryn found out is that for people, these two sides of the brain are often in conflict with one another. For example, when you go on a diet and you restrict calories, the animal side of the brain says, I'm hungry, let's eat. But the prefrontal cortex says we better not eat if we want to lose weight. What Kathryn learned is that the animal part of the brain has a voice. You may have heard this voice before, especially if you've ever started a diet. It's the voice that says, this is the last time, we can start fresh tomorrow. Or, you've had a stressful week, you deserve that pizza. Or, it's okay to eat this food now during the holidays because in the new year we're going to turn it all around. What Kathryn was able to do, which cured her binge eating right away, was that she began to talk back to the animal voice and she refused to give it power. Now I know it sounds crazy, but it worked. Kathryn also realized that when she ignored the cravings to binge eat, nothing happened to her. She didn't die, and most importantly, the urges got smaller and smaller over time as she ignored them. Eventually it got to the point where she knew she was in control and the animal voice practically disappeared altogether. The result was that she was able to cure her binge eating where years of therapy didn't help her at all. So for you, the main takeaway for this book, to make lasting change in any area of your life, you must first recognize the addictive animal voice and what it is saying to you. Then you must separate yourself from that voice. You call it an it and you talk directly to it. You refuse to give it power, and you tell it to go away. Know that when you ignore your urges, they eventually subside, and you can enjoy the feeling of knowing that you, the rational voice, is the one in control. I really hope you check out this book. It can really help you if you're having difficulty eliminating bad habits. And if you'd like to buy the book from Amazon, I put a link in the description below. They just came out with an audio version, and you can find it on audible.com. If you'd like to hear more book summaries and some of the best self-development books ever written, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.